So, Man City's case against the Premier League, the 115 charges, began early this week. The Telegraph reported that Man City could be expelled from all competitions if they're found guilty of those um, allegations. Is that likely?
I don't think so. I suspect the what that's talking about is the sort of consequential expulsions that could come following an independent commission decision. It's not within the remit of the independent commission to expel them from those competitions. It would need to be the organisers of those competitions. And look, I think anything's possible, in that wide way that we have to look at this because it's all uncharted territory. But I think that is unlikely. I think it's much more likely to be quite a simple Premier League penalty, and then placed in a division, one of the lower divisions. But the specifics of it, I just think it's too difficult to say. So all of these articles that are coming out with potential scenarios, whilst they might be potentially true, they don't really add anything to the discussion because nobody knows really. We're so far away from having a good feel for the situation without having seen any decision. And frankly, at this stage, before most of the evidence has even been heard in a proper forum. I mean, I would say that the witness evidence and the cross-examination of those witnesses is going to be critical, and that won't have even occurred yet. So we just have to wait and see.
The lawyer did quite a lengthy piece about it with a lot of the details about what could happen, things, and they reported that any submissions over sanctions will take place following a finding on liability. What is the significance of that?
Yeah, I mean, it effectively means there's a split trial. So there won't be any discussion in this independent commission about what the sanctions should be for City in terms of those that are within the remit of the independent commission. The independent commission will hear the evidence in terms of the actual substantive situation and will come to a finding as to whether City have done it or not in respect of all of the individual charges. They will then, I assume, publish that decision, and at that point will recall the parties to make submissions regarding whatever sanction is appropriate, and incorporate within those discussions submissions relating to aggravating and mitigating factors. So in a sense, similar to a sentencing hearing in criminal matters, where, let's say, the guilt is established, and then you go back into court, and the judge hears the party submissions on what the sentence should be. So it'll be similar to that. Clearly, if City are found not to have broken any rules, then there won't be any need for the sanction hearing, and that will be the end of that, subject to any appeals by the Premier League.